Everybody, welcome back to Wicked Good Sports. This is Power Play, and we're joined, as always, by Chris Huminski. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing okay, Brian, but overall pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing quite well. All right, so you said we're doing okay. Let's address that first. This weekend, in the last few days, the Bruins 1-2. That's not normal for the Bruins. What's happened here with the Oilers and then losing to the Red Wings
Well, you know
today?
what? I think that everything that I'm going to talk about today with the Bruins all ties in together. Um, so it kind of feels like they're putting their foot on the gas, they're putting their foot on the brakes a little bit. As we do get closer to the end of the regular season. And for me as a fan, I don't like to see it. I'm always like, I'm here for the now. But at the same time, I totally understand it. You don't want anybody getting hurt. You don't want anybody you don't want to tire yourself out either.
Yeah, that's fair. So obviously, if they're resting players right now, there must be a reason for that. So why is that, Chris?
Well, yep, that is right. We are officially in the playoffs. We are right as of right now the only team that has clinched a playoff berth.
That's very exciting. God, how many weeks or games of the season are left? There's a lot.
Let me see.
Um,
82 game season. Give me 1 second. Uh
82 game season. I think we're at what 65 games played,
five,
so like
yeah,
17 left.
17 games left. Yeah.
So this is pretty early for a team to make the playoffs, right?
Yeah, this is very early. I think, and don't quote me on this, this might be the earliest that a team has made the playoffs in a season that wasn't abbreviated by a global pandemic or a strike or something.
Right, right. And then also with those 50 wins, fastest ever, right?
Fastest ever to 50 wins, and with that, too, fastest ever to 100 points in NHL history.
That's insane. So can you kind of the Bruins, I just looked it up now. The won 51 games last season. You have 50 already now. Can you kind of just like give us a historical perspective on how dominant the Bruins team has been so far?
This What the Bruins are doing right now is virtually unheard of. The next best team would be the 2019 Tampa Bay Lightning, and we probably talked about them a little bit. Like they're just that lightning team was just ridiculous. But like we're being compared to teams like some of like those Montreal teams in the 70s, like all this like classic historical. Nobody can think of a time in recent history that a team has been this dominant. Um, it's hard to articulate in words like
Yeah.
how this Bruins team compares to every other team in NHL history.
Yeah, and it's obviously been a fun ride. I'm sure for you as a Bruins super fan here. Now,
Oh, oh yes.
I don't know if we declared it last episode. I feel like we may have, but this is cup or bust territory now.
Yes, yeah. At this point, with how dominant this team has been, there's no excuse.
And that would be very fun for us to be covering the team while they win it. But yeah, what do you kind of expect for the end of the season? We just talked about it. Maybe they're taking their foot off the gas a little bit. How do you feel about that? And then what can we expect, going into the playoffs here?
So, what I think the end of the season is going to look like is we're going to start seeing some players get rested. They're going to rest Bergeron. They're going to rest Pasternak. They're going to rest Marchand. Um, they're going to be working in shifts. You're going to see a lot of guys coming up from Providence, that's another team that is doing fantastic. Is the Providence Bruins? We haven't ever talked about them, but they're looking really good too.
Now, when we go full time here at Wicked Good Sports, we can do some segments on the Providence Bruins. But we only have so much time in the day with full time jobs and this.
But we're going to start seeing those guys coming into the end of the season. the foot's coming off the gas. But then I think going into like the final stretch of the season, the last 5 or 6 games, we're going to start seeing everybody back. Big push, try to build momentum going into the playoffs.
Excellent. So, I mean, other than that, is there anything else about the Bruins that you wanted to touch on?
No, I'm just looking forward to the end of the season. I'm looking forward to see who we're gonna end up playing. It's looking like right now either gonna be Toronto or Tampa, which
And if you had to pick, which team would you prefer of those two?
honestly right now I think Tampa.
Mhm.
Only because like the Leafs do look very good this year. Um, but Tampa are missing some key pieces. Steven Stamkos is out with an injury right now, and it's not looking like there is not good news on that front going into the end. It's questionable whether or not he'll be back for the playoffs.
All right. So hopefully we'll get the Lightning there. And yeah, other than that, Chris, where can they find you online?
You can get me on Twitter. That's at Chris_Uminski. I'm always blowing it up with my thoughts, and then I am on TikTok too, trying to post when I can. Um,
Right.
that's just at Chris Uminski.
Yeah. So go follow him on both places. We're gonna be, as the Bruins make a push, we'll be making a push to do coverage and hopefully get some like watch along streams going. We gotta at least figure one out before the season's over so we can practice for the playoffs, right?
Yes, I do know that I will be attending a game.
Oh,
Um,
very nice.
I'll be attending actually their last game at the Garden before the end of the season. So
All right. So hopefully, yeah, like you said, they'll be in the midst of their push there, and
maybe we'll.
we get some exciting action to end the season. But yeah, other than that, you can follow me on Twitter at the fake Mark. It's BMARR. Channel is on all social media, Wicked Good Sports, except for Twitter, where it's Wicked Good Sport. Someone else said Wicked Good Sports, and I can't make Elon give me the handle. So it is what it is. But yeah, go follow us there, and we got new videos almost every single day of the week here on the channel covering all the major sports. So, Chris, thank you so much for your time,
All right, thank you.
and we'll see you all in the next one.